Today is June 9th, 2015. We're going to be taking a look at what happened in the stock market, in the options trading, opportunities that existed because of what happened in the stock market today. And our goal is to make 10% in 10 minutes. Just think about it. If you could make 10% on a $1,000 trade 4 times a week, 4 weeks a month, 50 weeks a year, where would you be at the end of that year? You'd be very, very wealthy. And so there are opportunities to make 30 and 40 and 50% in an hour or two, probably, maybe even quicker. But we're not focusing on that. We just want to show you that this is possible. And I got to make sure that, oh yeah, okay, the right person is being seen. And I'm Scott. He's Alan. Alan, what happened on June 9th?
Well, you know, some people are scared of the markets. The longer I've been with it, the more I like it, because it's like, holy smokes, we're going to make some money today. And that's what I really enjoy about all that. And there are different strategies. We've been showing pretty much one strategy on these videos, but I'm going to just give you one other one to do with Apple today, because it's a gap today. And so you can make more than 10%, but it's, you know, you got to get good at the basics first. So let's just talk about 2 trades that are kind of simple here that, you know, we do regularly. So here's a cyber. I like it. Why? Well, same reasons as always. It's at a previous low. It's been hovering there. Looks like it wants to break lower. The market's red. This says go red. Everything here says go red. It's a little bit tint red. It's like you should be a little cautious, but everything's looking good. I've got some decent volume down here, you can see. So everything looks good to go. And so I'm just going to clear all that stuff. And I press the buy put button, and we're going to go forward 1 minute. Really? 16% 1 minute? Yeah. I actually had, I have a few friends that are traders, and they said, we actually showed one of them a new way to work with IB, where all you got to do is, if you do a little bit of setting up, and we're going to record a video about that, you do a little bit of setting up with your account, you hit this, you click the button, it places the order, it places the sell stop as well, the take profit. It does all that instantly. And he said within seconds, he made money today. And really, it goes like that. Do we want to hang on longer? Why bother? But let's just take a look and see what happens. So I'm moving forward here, 944. 945 is where we usually want to say get out, make money. But here it's at the end of 945. Like if you didn't like the 16% bump and you thought you could make some more money, and there were clues that it would do that, such as previous low, and this is how the market's been behaving lately for this stock. It's been generally heading down. This is a 15-minute chart from the previous day, and that the day before that. Anyways, let's just be conservative and say, well, you know, I got lucky, I got paid. Well, there's no luck here. It's just the way we do the rules. So we're going to go look at another one. Let's go look at, well, yeah, it was Amazon today was another good one. So here's Amazon, and you see it touched the low, so, and then it ran away, and I didn't like it because I wanted it to hover down there a little longer. So that running away isn't good. And so then I waited. Here is where I bought the put, because this is exactly like the other stuff. Previous low, it's breaking it. We've got some nice red on the market. You can see this little red heart here that says basically the market likes red right now. This is saying don't trade unless you know what you're doing. So I bought the put because everything else looks good. As a matter of fact, if you look at the 60-minute chart, it was looking really good. Here's the 30. It's like that's a downward red trend, and it broke the previous low. So we're looking for a pretty good low here, and the market's already red. So here's 1 minute, small, you know, loss. We don't care about that. It's still, and then boom, 2 minutes later, 23%. So is that good enough for you? I think so. And why? Because it's set up that way. The market's running red. This one already people didn't like. So we'll just say, yep, like that. And today we're going to go also look at Amazon. Oh, sorry, Apple. You had asked about Apple. So let's go look at Apple. Where is that in the list here? Apple, right there. Now, I already hit the buy put. Now, this stock is a gap stock, and it tells us that on the chart. But let's look at, here's a 30-minute chart. So this is previous days, but here it is for today. I'm just going to make that full screen for you so it's a little easier to see, and we'll get our little scribbly pen going here. So the market closed yesterday here, and this morning it opened right there. Now, you'll notice that was below the 7-day range. I mean, this thing, and it, you know, the first few minutes, because it's a gap, and we tell people you got to treat gaps differently. You have to, if you get in the first hour, you get some great money, but you have to look at it differently. We're going to do a little walkthrough for you. So it opened here, but yesterday it closed there. So clearly there's some activity happening with this stock. So let's go back to the regular chart. And I liked it enough because I have signal on both colors. I got volume going. The market's red. It had a bit of a comeback, but it just didn't really do much. So here we are. We're ready to go. But remember, it can be a wild ride. So here's 1 minute. So we're a little bit heading red. 2 minutes. We're into profit. Now, if you're a normal trading style, you'd say sell now, but I'm going to show you why we have a couple people that only trade gaps. I'm going forward 1, I'm going to another minute. You can see that I've got red candles. It's looking good. Another minute. So it's hanging down here, right? So it's looking good. Here's where you go, well, I'm a gap trader. Am I getting out? It's now going against me. Do I hang in? See, it gets a little bit pullback-ish. It's fighting you. But we know generally that this stock is being sold off strongly, but you get this turbulence here. So I'm going to move forward to a point where it starts breaking down again because we're expecting that. So this is the 945 bottom. This is a really good place to buy quite often. If it shows some strength, it'll keep going. So now we're 25% profit, 20, 27, 36, 46, 40, 38. So really good profit sitting here. And, you know, if you want to hang in for all that business, you can. It hasn't broken the mag line. It's still running down. But this is why, if you know what you're doing here, this is clearly an exit. You got signal going the other way. You're like, what are you doing? I like getting out when I've made my, you know, nice juicy profit. Anything above 30 is like, I'm happy to take that. So who knows what this thing's going to do the rest of the day. I'll just show you what it ends up doing. See, this is why you always want to get out at some point. You can't just hang in all day. You have to have, well, when is it hurting bad enough that it gets out? So, you know, here's our standard kind of, you've got signal and a different direction, especially here. You crossed into the risk zone. You're above the mag line. You know, how's the market at that point? Let's just take a look at it. Here's the market. The market went green. You can see it went right there. It didn't really do a lot. So hanging on all day is not the answer. The idea is you get in and you get out and you make your money. So I'm just going to take you back here to Apple where it was. We're just going to move forward to where we'd normally get out, 17%, and that's it. We're done. So for this day, cyber was 1 minute. You saw how fast and explosive that was. It was 16% in 1 minute. And here Amazon, 2 minutes, 23%. And Apple was 17%. And all three of these had more opportunity to go red for a while because the market was strongly red. If you look at the market here, get rid of that guy. it was, strong signal saying it's trending down. So you could have rode that until maybe about here, 10 or so, 10-14.
Cool. Alan, when we do these, of course, there's always curiosity. And I was wondering if you could move forward in Apple to the point where it went above the risk zone, or went above the no man's land, as I like to call it, because there was a real strong move there. And oftentimes we'll see a movement in one way in one part of the day, and then a reversal almost as much, if not more, another part of the day. And that's exactly what happened here. So it's just getting up over that.
Here we go. So I'm just putting it to a point where we would actually trade the thing in the other direction.
Yeah,
so right there, because you know the rules.
Yeah.
If you didn't get in on this candle, you'd be looking at getting in when it breaks above, which it just about does there.
Yeah. So let's buy one there just to see what this run would have brought you, because you showed one that was in a good 30 or 40% going down.
Sure. So here we go. Let's get the buy call. So and yeah, there's people that trade both ways all day long. So in 2 minutes, you're up 12%. So the market still looks good. You got mild here, but it's telling you green's good and you got good volume. So there's nothing wrong with it. You don't want to be stuck with one opinion. So I'm moving forward here a few minutes, and the Y point, that means if I don't break that pretty soon, it's time to leave. But I get K-band color, still there, still there, still there. This is not an exit yet. That's part of the theory about the blue stars. When you got that, keep an eye on that stock, because it's a mover. It might be doing something else later in the day. So you just want to hang on. So
here, 50-60%. That's good. Good time to get out, and it might even go further. Who knows?
Yeah, and I always get out at 50. It's like, come on. The number of times that you're going to beat that is very low.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to hit the sell on that. But the exit point, I haven't even hit that yet, my exit rules, but I'm getting close. And yeah, definitely would have got out before that or around that time. So, but yeah, 50%. That's why I have 50%. It's like, hello. In one day, in a few hours, that makes a huge impact to your account. And occasionally we talk about this lady that used this offer long ago, and she was making really good money. She took her account from $2,300 to earning over $1 million in the year. And you go, well, how do you do that? Well, if you're making just 30% a day on whatever you throw down. So I like to sometimes call it chips. So if you've got 5 chips, whatever they are, each chip's worth $1,000 or 10,000, but you've got 5 chips, you take your account divided by 5. Let's say you got 5 chips. If at the end of the day, you got 1.3, you got 0.3 of a chip more. So tomorrow you get to start out at 5.3 of your chips. So, divide that out again. All of a sudden, a 30% compounded on, not the whole account, but that one trade, you grow your account really fast.
Yeah.
And it is available, and we only show people how to do 10% in 10 minutes because that's a fairly easy trade to do. We've got people that sign up, and then within a few weeks, some get coaching, some don't, and that's okay. But within a few weeks, or if they're taking their time, it takes them a couple months. Their batting average is that they're right 80% of the time pretty quickly. So if you're right 80% of the time and you're making 10%, there's just no problem. You can get out of your day job and get your life back within 6 months or something like that. Stay longer if you like. You know what? You might like your job a lot more when you don't feel stressed, because it's like, I can quit any day I want. I'm going to stay here because I like the social and I like the paycheck until the point where I really don't need it anymore. And how many people I know that are getting ready to quit their jobs because it's like, love the program. So
that's right. So there you go. We've had 4 trades, 15.8% in a minute, 16.9% in 2 minutes, 23% in 2 minutes, and just under 50 minutes got you 60%. So the money is fast in options. You have to know what you're doing, because obviously, yeah, we showed you could just as easily have lost money if you held on to the trade too long. But that's why we have the training. That's why we have the program. Together, a pretty nice marriage with a really good goal that anybody can achieve if you're willing to be consistent. You're consistent going to work. You're consistent driving in traffic 20 to 30 minutes each way. Why not be consistent in earning some money and getting out of that rat race? So www.wavesprofit.com. In the description below, if this is on YouTube, you'll see links to 3 courses. One is just an introduction to options, and then one is an introduction to the Waves of Profit software, and then the other is a more advanced trading system and strategy. So with those, and then we're looking at a few other courses, but we'll talk about those at another time. So thanks for joining us, everybody. Any last words, Alan?
No, just having fun.
All right, good. Thanks for joining us, everybody. See you next time. Bye-bye.